Hello everyone, welcome to another Hurricane Gaming video, and today we're going to be going over the best way to configure your rendering options for X-Plane. So I'm spawned in here at Chicago O'Hare International Airport at nighttime using the Boeing 757-200. The reason I pointed out those three details is because they affect your frame rate the most. At night, there are a lot more lights and it's difficult for a PC to run more of these particles. If you have your visual effects set up to high, then it's more difficult for your PC to run at night. I think in general it is. I'm in the Boeing 757-200 because it's the most difficult plane for me to run, and I am set up at Chicago O'Hare International because it's a really busy airport with a lot of things to render. I'm setting up doing my rendering options at the hardest airport because that sets the minimum. So if you fly to another airport that's less demanding, it'll look better. But you have a minimum now. You know, at my hardest airport, it can't look any worse than this. That's the mindset that you gotta have if you're running on like a budget or something like that. Because if you go to another airport thinking, oh, it's gonna look the same, then it isn't. It's like you're let down. It's like you configure your rendering options, now you go to this airport, now they suck. Now after reconfigure them, it's just not good. So what's best is if you configure your rendering options at the hardest airport you can think of to render for your computer, or an area that's hardest for your computer to render. And for me, and I suggest you do this too, it's Chicago. Other places are like New York, San Francisco, LAX, Seattle, Portland, DC, places like that. Now we're actually going to go into our rendering options and talk about how to configure them. Now visual effects, if you put this all the way down, this is going to affect your GPU mainly, but it is cumulative because on the other hand, the number of objects, every single thing over here is going to be affected over here. They work in tandem. So if you put down your visual effects, then you can have your number of objects on high, but if you put up your visual effects to high, the visual effects are being applied to those objects and your frame rate will be worsened. As opposed to putting your number of objects to minimal and having your visual effects all the way to HDR. Now, anti-aliasing, you can play around with this. If you like jagged edges on your planes, go ahead, do that. But if you don't, I suggest you move it up until you hit your baseline. My baseline frame rate is 20 to 25 FPS. That's my baseline. I don't want to go any lower than that. Texture quality all depends on VRAM. If you know how much VRAM you have, then you could probably move it according to VRAM. What I suggest, if you have 2 gigs of VRAM, move it to minimal or low. 3 gigs, move it to medium. I just keep it at medium. 4 gigs, I just keep it at high or medium. At high, you will notice stuttering. At medium, you'll be mostly fine. 6 gigs, I suggest high. At maximum, you'll notice stuttering. And I caution you, do not go to maximum no compression. Even if you have a great graphics card, even if you have a really good graphics card, I highly suggest you stay at maximum, because no compression doesn't compress the actual files, and that will fry your graphics card. Like, it's very important that I suggest to you that to keep it maximum. Really, it's that important. Just a suggestion. Maybe you really do have a graphics card you can do that, but really, it's just vital. Just keep it at maximum if you want to go even higher. Just keep it there. You won't notice a difference, and it's just going to be a lot worse for your frames. Well, actually, no stuttering. But anyways, now that you know how to configure your graphics, and now that you're configuring at the hardest airport, you are ready to go. Basically, it's easy as that. I think it's important that you know that you need to configure it at your hardest airport. I think it's extremely important because when you configure it at your hardest airport, like I said, you have a baseline. It can't get any worse than this. Thanks so much for watching my extremely short tutorial. If you want to watch the video of me going in more, if you want to watch the video of me going in more in depth, I can't talk, then I will put a link in the description when that video comes out, or I'll put a pop-up if it already came out and I'm just making this video late, but you know, it'll be out there somewhere. Just subscribe and like, and you'll be able to see exactly what the rendering options does, how the systems work, and how it all works and stuff, and I can explain it. Then you have a better understanding, and then you can teach someone else, and then it can just go on. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, like and subscribe. I stream every couple days, which is nice. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, hopefully.